Hello and welcome to episode number 251 of the Launch Lounge podcast. Today I'm going to share some secrets about intimate behavior that I learned from a zookeeper. And this is going to completely change how you think about your ads. And no, I haven't lost my mind. I promise this episode will completely change the way you think about who to target with your ads, and most importantly, how not to commit an emotional felony when you put your ads in front of them. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to episode number 251. Got a bit of a life update for you. Emil and I thought it would be a great idea to apply for a rental property, a house that we want to rent. We saw the house, we wanted the house, and they informed us that if we put the 30th of March as move-in date, we're going to have a problem. And so, as you do, we decided, okay, fine, we'll put the 1st of March as a move-in date, and we got the property. So I am recording this episode for you. Today is Monday, the 24th of February. I just found out I'm moving house Friday. So it's all a go here in the shellac house. And speaking of things that move too fast, that makes you feel uncomfortable, today's episode is all about intimacy. Now, what on this planet can I be talking about with regards to intimacy? And not only intimacy, it's about intimacy that I learned from a zookeeper. Okay, Salome, what are you talking about? All right. I am talking about a book by Desmond Morris called The 12 Stages of Intimacy. Desmond Morris is a zookeeper, and he studied the monkeys, the gorillas, the chimpanzees, the primates. And he studied them particularly in the context of paying attention to their body language. Now, if you're a little bit like me, so I love communication, all forms of communication. That's obviously clear from what I'm doing here. But I have been obsessed with things like a nonverbal communication, body language, reading people's faces. At one point, there was some guy who could identify if people were lying. And I remember back in the 90s, I was a teenager, and there was the whole debate about that president that said, I did not have sexual relations with this woman. His name escapes me now, but you know what I'm talking about. I remember listening to body language experts rip this poor guy to pieces and say, he is lying, he is lying, he is lying. Look at his face, he's lying. And I, back then, was just fascinated by body language, right? So naturally, Desmond Morris's book appeals to me, 12 Stages of Intimacy, right? But how does this apply to marketing? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, because the interesting thing that Desmond found is there are 12 stages that all human connection has to go through. And they build on each other, right? And what he found was you have to move from one stage to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. What happens when you skip over a stage is you create discomfort. Now, discomfort is fine. We've all been uncomfortable, right? But when you skip over two phases of this intimacy, in this intimacy ladder, you create an actual violation, like it feels like a violation to the other person. So let me talk you through the 12 stages, and then you're going to understand what I'm saying. Stage 1 is eye to body contact. Eye to body. You see someone from afar, right? You look at them from afar, or you get the feeling someone's looking at you from afar. It's eye to body contact. It creates awareness and it can create attraction, right? It's, when you see someone for the first time in a human relationship. In marketing, that might be the first time your audience sees you on social media, right? First interaction. That's eye to body contact. Stage 2 is eye to eye. Now, you know how intimate eye-to-eye contact can feel. Consider that this is only stage 2. And I don't know if you're as aware of this as I am, but I'm acutely aware of people who don't make eye contact with me. There's the right amount of eye contact. You want some, but you don't want creepy McCreepster who's like holding your eyes and like not letting it go, right? So there's a time when you have to move on from eye contact, but there's also a time when if someone doesn't make eye contact, you almost in your body feel the rejection. You almost in your body feel, oh, something's weird, something's off. I don't trust this person. Or recently, I saw a distant relative who's a teenager and she refuses to make eye contact. And I'm not offended. She's a teenager. I'm her auntie. She's not going to make eye contact with me. That's great. That's awesome. She'll get through that phase and eventually she'll make eye contact with me, right? But eye to eye is stage number 2, okay? Stage number 3 is voice to voice. So eye to eye, your eyes are still on my eyes, and then I need to hear something come out of your mouth, right? Voice to voice. It's the first. Hello, I'm such and such. Hi, lovely to meet you. We've all been in those situations where you're in a crowd or a small group of people. I'll tell you when this happened with me recently. I go to the gym 3 times a week, and we do these small group training sessions, right? So we're 6 in a group. I know the gym instructors really well, but now that I've been in the gym for 2 years, I'm starting to get to know some of the people really well too. We all look hot and sweaty and messy in the morning. And then, and I can remember their names when we're in the gym, right? When it's 5 o'clock in the morning and we're hot and sweaty and messy, I can remember their name. And then the gym had a Christmas party. And I went to the Christmas party and I could not remember anyone's name. Not anyone, because suddenly they're all dressed up and we're in a bar and we're having drinks. And it's magically everyone's names escaped me. It's the weirdest thing, right? But that's when I tell my husband, Emil, you need to just, when we're in a small circle and I say, hi, this is Emil, then you jump in and you introduce yourself because that means I can't remember that person's name. So we've worked out a system that works. But it's weird if we have eye-to-eye contact with someone that you know really well, that you gym with every morning, and now suddenly there's this void where voice to voice has to happen. And it's not happening because Salome's racking her brain to remember your name, right? So to overcome that weirdness, I've taught Emil to just jump in and say who he is so that they would then introduce themselves. So recap. Number 1, eye to body, right? Number 2, eye to eye. Number 3, voice to voice. Number 4, hand to hand. Hand to hand. Hello, I am such and such. It is a universal greeting all over the world to reach out your hand, right? I think it's universal. I assume it's universal. I'm sure there's cultures where you do something else. Maybe the French, the double kiss on the cheek is a bit much sometimes. Have you ever felt that? People just going in for the kiss? It's a culture thing in our culture as well, where people kiss you on the mouth. Are you gross? I do not want my friends' husbands kissing me on the mouth, and they do that sometimes. Not in Australia. It's a South African thing. It's disgusting. So I have reverted to the Australian 1 kiss on the cheek, hello, kiss on the cheek thing. And sometimes it's weird because I'd see someone from South Africa and they'd come in for the full mouth kiss and I'd be like, dude, no way, man. Anyway, now that we have the first 4, right? Eye to eye. No, number 1, eye to body. Number 2, eye to eye. Number 3, voice to voice. Number 4, hand to hand. Remember what I said, what Desi found. Desi, Mr. Desmond, he found that if you jump over 1, it creates discomfort. If you jump over 2, it's a violation, right? So let's look at that. If you jump from eye to body to voice, right? That's someone shouting at you from the other side of the room. It can be weird, right? Okay. But it's not like you would turn and look and, oh, hi, and then you would create eye to body. And then the next thing is you'd probably go hand to hand, right? But if you go from eye to body to hand, too fast, too much, don't take my hand, right? Okay. Number 5, or even if you go from eye to eye and then hand to hand, if you go eye to eye and then hand to hand without like bringing your voice along, again, weird, right? All right. Number 5 is arm. This is where it gets interesting because now we're touching bodies, right? So most of this has been, there's no touching involved unless up to hand, but now we're getting to touchy, right? All right. Number 5 is arm to shoulder. Arm to shoulder. You know, that's the old, someone takes your hand and they shake it and then they touch you on your shoulder. That's that. You have to take my hand before you get to touch my shoulder. That's sometimes where the touching can get too much, right? You know, in certain professional contexts, you don't want someone touching your shoulder, right? But if it's your buddy or your pal or someone you're comfortable with, it's okay. It's kind of okay. It's kind of the lean in to hug. And I would want to say arm to shoulder might also be the kiss on the cheek, right? Arm to shoulder. Number 6, hand to waist. And I can hear my women cringe. Hand to waist. How many of you have had a hand on your waist too soon? Yes, you know it. You know exactly when that guy has gone too quick, jumped over the arm to shoulder phase, possibly even jumped over the hand to hand, and went straight to the hand to waist. I know I could clearly identify that as flirtatious if it's a man, right? If it's a man, it's flirtatious instantly, right? Hand to waist. Number 7, face to face. Oh, well, there's the kissy cheeky thing, right? Or face to face could be like, yeah, now you're like, don't kiss me. That's why I feel awkward when the South Africans do this, right? This mouth kissing thing. It's too much, too soon. Even if your grandmother did it with you, don't do it with me. The next one, this is interesting. Number 8, hand to head. It's the old romantic gesture. It's the old, feeling her face, you know, touching your hair, touching your face, caressing your face. That is level 8 of the intimacy scale. That is a personalized experience. Few people get to touch your face. It is very intimate. Number 9, hand to body. Hand to body. Now, I'm not talking about hand to waist. You know what I'm talking about here. And number 10, 11, and 12, I am not going to share here on the podcast because you can just fill that in with your imagination, right? But you know where number 12 ends. The highest level of intimacy. All right, so fill all the rest in for yourself or go and read Desi's book. It is called 12 Stages of Intimacy by Desmond Morris. If you've already proven that your course can sell, but scaling beyond 6 figures is becoming a whole nother job, then listen up. Look, after 10 years of running ads for course creators, coaches, and information product owners, I know that throwing more money at ads isn't always the first answer when you're looking to scale. That's why I created the Launch Lounge 30 Days Intensive. In just 30 days, my team and I will analyze your business, dive deep into your data, create your custom strategy, and give you a clear scaling roadmap without the ongoing agency fees. You'll get 2 90-minute sessions with me, a comprehensive business audit, and a customized plan guaranteed to increase profits or your money back. Ready for a freedom empire that grows while you enjoy your Friday morning Pilates? Visit thelaunchlounge.com/intensive to apply today. Now let's think about how this applies to your marketing, right? Eye to body, first time someone sees you on social media, or first time someone sees you talking on a stage. That's a great example of eye to body. That person, or you, the business owner, you're standing on the stage, you're teaching something, you're speaking, or you're doing a guest presentation, Zoom call, something to a friend's audience or to a colleague's audience or to someone else's audience. That's hand to body. Even like if I create a lead magnet, like my 5-day video training, where you've just opted in for this, now you get to spend 5 days with me on video. It's hand to body. Oh, not hand to body, eye to body, right? You're looking at you're watching me, and we are going through an intimate experience together, eye to body. Eye to eye. Eye to eye is in marketing where people are engaging with your content, right? It's when they stop scrolling and they actually watch your video. That's eye to eye. Voice to voice in marketing, it could be when someone is reading your email. It could be when they join your webinar and they're actually engaging on the webinar. It could be when they're DMing you. That's voice to voice. Now that's already quite far into the marketing funnel, right? Into the marketing relationship. Hand to hand in marketing could be raise your hand, tell me if you have had this problem and you would like the solution. My feeling is like hand to hand level of intimacy is someone is on the webinar with you, or someone is making a small purchase. Someone is saying, yes, I want to learn from you. Yes, take my credit card. That's where hand to hand comes in. It's literally, let's shake on it, right? But if hand to hand is step 4, then you can't skip over step 2 or step 3. You've got to go through 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So if you ask me if it's okay to make an offer to a cold audience, what am I going to tell you? I'm going to say no, because you're skipping over levels of intimacy. And unless you are really good at making offers and you really understand how to very quickly go intimacy level 1, intimacy level 2, intimacy level 3, intimacy level 4, and you can do all that before they land on a sales page, then you can do that. But if you're new to learning how to make offers, don't skip intimacy levels, right? Face to face, where are we? Hand to hand, we did hand to hand. Arm to shoulder, that's number 5. Arm to shoulder in marketing. Now we're friends, right? Now they've bought something from you. They've bought your course, or they've bought your low ticket offer, and they're consuming more of your content. They're showing up for your coaching calls. Level 6, hand to waist. Now we're becoming really chummy, right? They're buying not just your low ticket offer or not just your course, they're buying your coaching offers as well. They're joining your back-end membership. They're attending your paid live event. Level 7, face-to-face. Oh, that one is close, right? This is when they become a loyal fan. This is when they start telling their friends about you. This is when they start referring other people to come and work with you as well. Number 8, head-to-head. Now you're becoming so close that you're actually being colleagues. You're sharing audiences. You're sharing content together. You have a synergistic business relationship with someone who's more than just a student or a coaching client. They're a colleague. And hand to body is when they buy everything you've bought and you know them personally in real life and you guys are business partners and it's going really well for both of you. And I'm not even going to try to apply this to the rest of the steps. But yeah, no, I'm not even going to try. All right. The point of this is Desmond discovered that humans can comfortably skip one step in the sequence of intimacy. But skipping more than one step creates discomfort, it creates resistance, and it creates a feeling of being violated. So why can we skip only one step? Because we are hardwired in our little human brains, in our human psychology, to build trust through a gradual process of safe experiences with someone else, right? We need to build trust first. If one step is skipped, the transition can feel fast, but it's not fast enough that it creates alarm. It might just create a little bit of ick. as long as there is still mostly a level of comfort. However, skipping more than 2 steps feels intrusive because the proper trust signals haven't been established yet. We have not moved within a safe space from one level to the next to the next. So what happens when too many levels are skipped? First, we create mild discomfort, right? You just get that feeling that something's a little bit off. Or, and this is probably the bigger challenge that us marketers face, the person doesn't even become aware of their feeling of distrust. It is so deep in their subconscious that they just keep scrolling. It just very quickly goes, nah, and they keep scrolling. I did that this morning with about 100 different things. Lots of things came up I was scrolling on Instagram on the Launch Lounge account. I have a personal account that's filled with shoes and dog videos and all sorts of frivolous things. And then the business account. And I was scrolling on the business account and so many marketers come up and you literally just watch the first 3 seconds and go next, first 3 seconds, next, first 3 seconds, next, right? That is the enemy of marketing, is not being able to capture someone's attention, right? Someone just feels off, or it doesn't even feel off. They just keep scrolling. So the second thing is a rejection or a resistance. They actively pull away. They actively keep scrolling. And the third thing is that feeling of violation. We've all felt that. We've all felt, bro, you're going too fast. Bro, you're asking for too much too soon. Bro, slow your roll, right? It is because we have been violated like this that we all say, I don't want to do sales because sales is icky. Because the only time we are aware that we're being sold to is when it's getting done poorly. When someone takes the time to build that trust with us, we feel safe. And then we don't feel like we're having a sales experience. We just feel like we're making great choices, investing in great people, which we are. But that's why so many of us often feel icky about sales, is because the only thing we remember is the bad experiences, the violation. So skipping one step in your funnels might work if your audience is already warm. Skipping multiple steps feels pushy, it feels salesy, and it feels desperate. A cold audience that sees an offer for $1,000 without any prior engagement feels invasive. A cold audience that sees an offer for $47 that isn't designed to solve a problem they really, really, really want solving will not react to that offer. They will not respond to it. So here's the fix, and here is how it links in with my title, Stop Wasting Money on Stupid Ads. If you are considering running ads to people who have never, ever heard of you, I want you to consider that an ad is already a step or two into the intimacy ladder, right? It's already a step or two in there because we know that ads are there to promote something to us. When you create funny videos on socials and I find it, I don't feel as threatened because I know you're not pushing something on me. You're not trying to convince me of something. But when your ad comes up and I've never heard of you, I'm already on guard, right? We've already gone beyond eye to body. We've already gone beyond hand to hand. Maybe we've gone straight to voice. Or maybe we've gone straight to hand. So asking someone to buy something from you without taking them through those proper intimacy levels is a violation. right? Remember, trust is built in stages. If you skip steps, people pull away. The best marketers nurture their audience through a gradual relationship building. And most of the time, what that looks like is run ads to a lead magnet. Build your list. Add value to your list. By all means, make an offer to your email list within the first 7 minutes, 7 hours, 7 days that they're on your list. But it has to be intimately appropriate or intimacy appropriate, right? You cannot just jump from one thing to the other thing. You have to figure out, how do I, if I want to make a paid offer, what do I have to do to take this person from eye to body to eye to eye to voice to hand within the time frame that I want to create this offer in? And if you can't answer that, then don't run those ads. Don't waste money running ads to paid offers to cold audiences if you are not super confident that you know how to take people through those intimacy levels very quickly. So what can we do and what can't we do with our ads and with retargeting today? Because retargeting is one of the best ways that we can build warm audiences and build trust with our audiences. When I started out learning Facebook ads, I bought all the courses, of course, you know me, geeking out on courses. I bought every single thing I could find about Facebook ads. And not a single one of those courses taught retargeting. And it wasn't until much later, and I understood the technical things. I understood how to set up the ads. I didn't quite yet have a full grasp of how to build funnels and how to build ad funnels and those sorts of things. I was like, this retargeting thing, this is the thing. I need to figure this out. And it wasn't until I did find someone whose course was way more advanced than what you buy when you just start out, that went deep with retargeting, where I discovered that I can build a intimacy ladder with ads. I can build an ad so that someone sees something of mine for the first time and there's no threat. There's just value. There's just eye to body. There's just, hello, here's how I'm of service. And then I can put those people into retargeting audiences so that I can then create a journey for them where when I ask them to download my lead magnet, it's not the first time they see me. It's not the first time they hear of me. And when I get them to download my lead magnet and I have an offer on a thank you page and they don't take me up on it, I can create an ad to remind them that they forgot to take me up on that. And it's not icky because I've already had 3, 4, 5 touch points with them and they're already on my email list. They've already opened 7 of my emails. So it's not icky at all, okay? Retargeting used to be incredibly powerful. It is not as powerful as that anymore, thanks to all this privacy issues and the pixels going blind and all the things. But that's not stopping you from using video ads or from sending your lead magnet ad to your warm audience. It pays off for all that work you did on social media, where you created all that eye to body contact, eye to eye contact, vocal to vocal, voice to voice contact. You create all that stuff on social media, and then you never invite them to download your lead magnet, or you never retarget them with your lead magnet ad. And so you end up working your tail off on social media, but never actually ascending them to the next level of intimacy. And then you don't make money. And then you say, maybe I should just run some ads for a $low offer to a cold audience. And I hope that's when you hear my voice going, stop wasting money on stupid ads. I know it sounds harsh, but I want you to think about this. I want you to think about, you don't have to remember these levels. You don't have to remember retargeting or any of that. I just want you to think about, especially in today's day and age with social media, the social media environment where we have a goldfish concentration span, right? Where we have to see someone 10 times before we even recognize that we're seeing them even once, right? You've probably seen someone on social media 10 times before you go, yeah, I recognize this person. And then you can move to the next level of intimacy. Go, okay, I want to download this person's lead magnet. You can upload your email list and retarget your email list with your offers. Create video retargeting audiences. Be smart about it. Think about how can I purposefully create a system in my ads where when someone sees this video, they're going to see the next one and the next one. When someone visits my website, they're going to get an ad that reminds them to get my lead magnet. When someone engages with me on Instagram, they'll get an ad that tells them I have a lead magnet. The bottom line is this. If you think about marketing, and whenever you think about this basic human thing called creating connection, in this case, we create connection with the purpose of influencing people and inspiring them to make a choice, to either give us their money or to follow someone else, right? But we're trying to influence them to make a decision in a certain direction. Whether this is your meta ads, your email marketing, the way you design your website with your lead magnets, what you do on social media, I want you to keep in mind that you are talking to a human and you cannot skip steps in the sequence of creating intimacy when you are building connection with a human, particularly on social media where every post they see is so cheap, it just gets flicked away. There's always another one. There's always another one. You got to learn how to create deep connections with people. And those deep connections come from understanding how to take people from one level of intimacy to the next, to the next, to the next. When you do this, you will build warm, receptive audiences. And when you pitch your product to them, the only natural answer will be, heck yeah, where can I put my credit card? So there you have it. Who would have thought that a zoologist studying human intimacy could teach us the most valuable lesson about Facebook ads? Look, I know it might feel a bit strange to think about your marketing like stages of intimacy, especially created by a zoologist. But trust me, when you start respecting these natural relationship phases, magic really happens. Your audience starts to feel seen rather than stalked. They feel romanced rather than rushed. And they feel pursued rather than pushed. Remember, just like you wouldn't share your deepest secrets with someone you just met at Woolies, your audience needs time to warm up to you. So start with that first glance, and then a first smile, and then a first meaningful conversation. And let them lean in before you go in for the full marketing embrace. And hey, next time you're setting up a retargeting ad, just imagine good old Desmond the zookeeper looking over your shoulder, reminding you that even primates know better than to rush into a relationship. I'll see you again on Thursday, and until then, go build your freedom empire, one respectful relationship building ad at a time. Bye. Before you go, if today's episode helped you, imagine how many more lives could be transformed if other creators, coaches, and experts found these strategies too. Your shares and reviews help more course creators discover how to get their knowledge out into the world. Please take a moment to rate the show and leave a quick review. When you do, we get to reach more people and we make a bigger impact together. Because when more people who help people succeed, the world becomes a better place. Thank you.